All right, the Dodgers have just got way too powerful. And I'll tell you what I mean about that one. Brad J. with you going live as the Dodgers have secured the victory. They took the series out of 3 games. They took 2, but they got some unfinished business because they got to take one more and complete the sweep. And if you remember, I've been calling this all along. The Dodgers were going to dominate this. I was saying it from the beginning, and a lot of people were telling me I'm crazy. I've been told that before. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But the Dodgers, of course, just got way too powerful. And you know what? And if you want to thank someone about this, you got to thank no better person than you got to thank Dave Roberts, right? You've got to thank Dave Roberts because that man right there is the reason the Dodgers have done what they have done. So you have to give him credit right there. The Dodgers doing what they do, and they have taken 2. And you know what? They showed that they could do it. A lot of people weren't. Some of you weren't giving them credit. Some of you were saying, "No way, no way." He's going to get taken down. They're going to get taken down the first game. And then when that happened, the Dodgers took the win, and people started changing their thought. People saying, Brad Stradamus, you were right on a lot of stuff. All right. Well, here's why I say thank Dave Roberts. Okay. And this is why the Dodgers got way too powerful. First of all, you got rookies hitting home runs, both of them in the same game. That's pretty awesome. It's not awesome. But you got to thank Dave Roberts. And why do you, Brad J., why do you got to thank Dave Roberts? Well, he stays with players longer than a lot of you guys would, or myself included. I mean, there's a lot of times where we're all saying, man, why doesn't he just bench that guy? Why doesn't he send that guy down? Why doesn't he do all that? Why does he continue? Dave Roberts stays with dudes, and they end up doing it. Look at Muncy. Case in point, Muncy, right? Let's talk about the Munts. Funky Muncy. 2 3-run bombs? Are you kidding me? He's back on. Look, now look. He's only hitting 220. So you're saying, Brad, don't get so excited. Muncy's only hitting 220. Okay, I'm fine with that. I get what you're talking about. But Roberts, by staying with Muncy and giving him the opportunity to get out of that slump, look, he's had key walks that have helped the team. He's had big hits. I mean, that was his 200th home run yesterday. So enough of the trash talking. Yes, he's got 8 errors. We know that. He can clean things up. He needs to be in the right mind. His head needs to be in the game. And that's what he's doing now. He's getting himself set. So that's why I say thanks to Dave Roberts, thanks to Doc. And that's even controversial nowadays. Saying that Dave Roberts made good calls. People get, oh, well, that guy needs to go. It's like, he doesn't need to go. He does not. Because he's had to shuffle pitchers. You got an entire staff that's like a mash unit. They're all injured. Ripped to Hot Lips Houlihan, by the way. But he's had to like shuffle and make changes. And have they completely been truthful for us all the time? The Glasnow thing, okay. That was not a cool thing. Just kind of lay that on us last second. Right? Wasn't ready for that one. But that goes back to the perfect storm, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Right, so big props to Doc, doing what he does, stays with players, and you know what? Beating the best teams. They've already won the series. So no matter what happens with the Dodgers, here tonight, doesn't matter. They've already won the series. Now you want to see him sweep. You got Yamamoto on the mound, so you definitely want to see the sweep. Finish the sweep. And then else goes, like, look, Vegas was calling the Dodgers as underdogs. It's Chavez Ravine. Come on. Dodgers at home underdogs? I don't care if it's the Yankees. I don't care who it is. It just shows you how talented this team is. And when other parts of the team start firing off, not the big 3, not the big 4, but like dudes in number 8, the number 9 slot start going deep, look out, man. It's going to be way too powerful. They're going to run away with games. And sure, plagued by pitching. Got it, all right? Glasnow, 60-day now, towards the end of July. But that also goes to what I've said about the perfect storm. And a lot of you have heard me say the perfect storm is coming. The blue perfect storm is coming. It's on its way, right? And you know when it's going to hit? It's going to hit right towards the end of July after the All-Star break. It's going to hit. And that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully Glasnow is back by that time pitching. Whether he's on the team no matter what. So you want to think positive, and hopefully he can be back by then, okay? Him aside, Sasaki will be back by then. Snell will be back by then. Then you will have Ohtani, who they say will pitch after the All-Star break. So he will be in the mix. You got Kershaw. How about May? Look what Knack did. Shut the front door, people. Okay, you see what's going on? There's pitching. It's coming, and it's going to be in a perfect storm. Okay? Let's get to some stuff here. Man, I really went on that one. Roy says, Kim needs to play every day. Yeah, right. You think? Batting .422? The dude is on fire, man. The dude is on fire. I'm all about that. So having Mookie injured right now is actually a good thing because it's getting Kim more playing time. And if Mookie's toe isn't up to par right now, let him sit longer. I'm not saying you don't want him in the mix, but let him sit longer. Let him get completely better, especially if it's a fracture like they say it is. Let Kim play it. Roy, I like what you're saying. Hey, Brad, good morning. And Dodger fans, what's up, Michael? What's up, Brad, bro? Ray? Brad, there was doubt because of our pitching. You can't blame the fans. We lost last game to the Guardians and got swept by the Angels. You're right. But remember, Roy, remember what we say about baseball. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So you're going to have those stumbles. You're going to, getting swept by the Angels, that definitely sucked, okay? I'm not gonna candy coat that. But it's going to happen, right? You're going to lose games. Guys are going to underperform. Guys are going to get shelled. Guys aren't going to hit. It's going to happen no matter what. But this shows when the team comes out, I'm definitely not blaming the fans, but there are people who do get in there and harass, say, oh, Muncy needs to be gone. Conforto needs to be gone. Mookie needs to be back to the outfield. We hear a lot of that. I hear a lot of that. And I get it, but look at the big picture when it comes down to it. And always remember, baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. 162 games. It takes a long freaking way to get to the end on that, right? This one, Iman Diaz says, what do we think about Dave not starting Kim today? I think it's stupid. Yeah, man. I don't. Is it more of an earn thing? I mean, you tell me. Let me see the comments below. While you're at it, turn on notifications too as well. Like and subscribe. What is it, like 63% don't subscribe? What are you doing? That's lame. If you're actively watching the shows, just subscribe. Are you afraid I'm going to trick you and put like a clickbait title or do something that's going to make you bummed on me? Just subscribe. Also, shout out to the ladies. 6.3% of the audience are women out there watching. Like to see those numbers too as well. But hey, subscribe, like, turn on notifications. All right. What does Ray say here? Kim needs to stay at shortstop. Mookie back to second base. Edmund to center field. Ray, you always want to shuffle it up. I like your style. You're never satisfied with it. I like it. But I don't know. I mean, when Mookie's back, I think you still put Mookie at short because he's worked so hard to play short. I just don't know if what you want to do is take Mookie out of that mix. Because how hard has he worked? Yes, can Mookie play second? Yes, he can. Edmund center field, yes, that's a no-brainer. But still, Mookie needs to play short. That's my thoughts. I mean, I could be off kilter on this one. Yeah, the haters hated Muncy and Pajes, and now they're eating crow. I mean, Michael Boyer, thanks for that one. And, that's a great point because I was getting kind of salty on the old Munster. I was just like, I don't know, man. When he was batting like under 100, or was it low 100 or something like that? But that's why I give Doc credit. He's going to be more patient because he played the game. So he's going to be more patient with guys. He knows guys need to hit their way out of it, right? So, but there was a lot of people piling on Muncy. And then as Muncy started to produce, that all just got put on the Conforto as Muncy kind of dodged out of it. What do you say about, hitting those 2-3 run bombs yesterday? Hard to harsh him. He's had some key walks too as well. And the same thing. It's funny how Boyer goes, Muncy haters, and I have that written down in my notes. That's funny that he did that. Dave's going to be in the Hall of Fame. That's what Boyer says. Yeah, he will be. No doubt about that. Roberts has no choice but to go with Conforto and Muncy. That's what Roy says. I mean, there's a little bit of a choice. I mean, look, Will Smith is a third baseman. He played third base a lot. Yes, everyone thinks of him as the catcher only, but Will Smith has third base qualities to him. So logistically, you could put Rushing in, have him start more, put Will on third occasionally as well. I know he's a good game caller, all that good stuff. But yeah, you could switch it up. But here's the thing about Conforto and Muncy, or even Conforto. When he got that home run, that was, I don't know, what was it, like 3 weeks or 4 weeks since the last home run, or what is it? Was it over a month or something like that where he hadn't had a home run? And then he gets the home run. And then you could see him after the game. You could kind of see the attitude changing. You could see the body language. That's why keep an eye on body language when it comes to players, because you can tell just by the look of them if they're comfortable. You really can. There's a way just to look at them. And that was the one thing I noticed. And I said that in I don't know what video, probably like 4 videos ago. I said that about Conforto. I said after the game, you could see smiles on his face. Sure, because he hit a home run. I get it. But he's having more fun. And when you're having more fun, you're not grilling yourself in the head thinking, oh, I got to do this. I got to get out of the slump. And it's how you get out of those slumps. So keep an eye on body language, because I said the same thing about Knack the other day, and that was the same story. And Knack, he's come out and people were like, oh, Knack, he's not going to do it. I saw the shots of him, some video of him in the dugout, hanging out, joking around, and just hanging on the edge and hanging on the wall. He looked like he was having a good time. He wasn't pitching that day, but he just looked different than when you saw him maybe 2 weeks earlier when he got shelled and they cut to him in the dugout. He wasn't that comfortable. He didn't look that way. So keep an eye on body language. It actually means a heck of a lot. And I saw it with Knack, and look how he pitched. He literally only gave up 1 run against the Yankees. Yeah, right. One of the best teams in the American League, if not the best team in the American League. Right? And here's a guy that people gave up on. Let's give up on Knack. Let's send him out. Let's get him out. Sometimes it's just little changes, little tiny changes that can change things for the better. Right? All right. Oh man, I can't get to all these messages, man. Okay. When the Dodgers get healthy, it's over. Thank you for Roy on that. Hurricane Blue is expected by late July or early August, Category 5. Greg Davis. Boom! Thank you, Greg. Dropping bombs. Hurricane Blue is coming. It's the perfect storm. All these pitchers are going to... See, here's the difference. Last year, when we got to the postseason, we had to limp through the postseason, right? Had to limp through it. Had to just squeeze and get by to the postseason with pitching. Bullpen games, all kinds of stuff. But all these guys that got injured, I know we complain and we're doubting Thomases and Debbie Downer and all those things that we are. But when you think about it, they're all coming back. Hurricane Blue, the perfect storm. I don't care what you call it, but it's coming, and it's coming at the end of July and into August, and we're going to be paid off for the times that we've had to, like, what are we going to do? And then we always have to remember, we're holding down first place. We just beat the Yankees 2 out of 2 times with a third game coming today. So you got to look at the positives 100% on this one. Good one, Roy. Thanks on that. Michael Boyer, Dave pulls his rookies too soon, his veterans too late, and he does the same with playing time. Yes. You could argue that with Boyer. You could definitely argue that with him. And I feel like he doesn't give rookies enough opportunity to play. But you know what? You got to earn it, and it's more of like it could be not political, but I don't know. There's just a standard and operating procedure when you come into the majors, and you see like managers don't want to put you in right away and let you get in there and get frustrated. And Dave's one of those guys. He wants to build your confidence up, so he's going to bring you in, but he's going to bring you in at his pace. And I'd like to see rookies get more of a time. I definitely would, right? But there's some truth to that for sure. Maybe that's why Kim isn't starting. He wants to give Rojas a chance. But come on, guys. Batting 400? Yeah. No, batting 422 is what Kim's batting. And Rojas is not hitting well at all. You know that his playing days are and I'm not laughing, but his playing days are coming to an end. But he's the one guy on the team who has not. I mean, it was forever. It was like everybody was on Muncy, everybody's on Conforto. Then Muncy starts producing, then everyone's on Conforto. Then Rojas doesn't produce, and then everybody's on Rojas. Like, I get it, but Dodgers have already proven they will make moves, and that's something that they will do. They will make some moves, and they've done it, and they did it to key players. I mean, look at Barnes. Look at CT3. Those guys are with the Dodgers forever. I still think, sorry, I'm getting over the darn cold. I still think that Barnes is going to be in the Dodgers organization at some point, and post playing days, like some sort of coaching. I think that he's made enough impact with the Dodgers, and he's done enough for the Dodgers in the past that he'll get that way. But the Dodgers have proven they'll make moves. They're not scared to make moves. They've already shown that they'll make the moves, and they will do what it takes. So even Dave Roberts even talked about Conforto and said, hey, he's got a long leash. His track record's been proven, so he's letting him go. He's letting him play. And he had a key walk. He had a key walk in the first game the Dodgers took the lead on. So, so once again, I give Dave credit because he will stay with guys and give them the opportunity because he's a player. And he knows that when you're struggling, every player is different on getting out of the struggles. But he knows that some of the best players, you just have to let them get out on their own. And then when they change, they've done it. So I'm spitting some facts. Thank you, Roy Estrada. Keep losing the stream. Are you losing the stream? Hey, I got good connection here. It says my Starlink is excellente, is what it says. So I don't know, Robin. Maybe you need to put some foil on your head or stand in a better spot. I'm not sure, but I don't know. My Starlink is kicking it hard here. Ray says, I always like Pajes because I knew he just needed time to develop, and now Pajes has played offensively and defensively good. Yeah, what do you think about Pajes? Exactly. Great one right there, Ray. I'm such a fan of him, and there was time where people were saying, hey, Pajes, I don't know, man. He might need, some time down there. But he earned a spot. Remember, Outman had kind of earned that spot the last couple of years. And then Pajes earned the spot, and he's batting .275. And he's got some incredibly defensive plays. He's put together some hits when we need him. He's hitting bombs now. What was that? His 10th home run? So I like Pajes. I really like what he means to the team. And good to see him just step up. Cecilia back. What's up, Cecilia? Are we shutting down the Yankees down today? My prediction, 10-2 Dodgers. Book it. What's yours, Brad? That's Brad Stradamus when I start predicting stuff. Today, I predict the Dodgers finish off the sweep. I said the Dodgers would win 2 or 3. So the prediction's always been right. But I also said, if you go back to the first game, I had said that if the Dodgers win that first game, because, it's against Fried, so he's a solid pitcher. If the Dodgers win that game, the Dodgers could win all 3 games. So I will stand by that, Cecilia, and still call it that the Dodgers are going to do the sweep, where nobody gave them credit and nobody said the Dodgers would. If you were to say that before the first game, Dodgers are going to sweep the Yankees, people thought that you were high. What is wrong with that guy? How could he even say that? There's no way. There's no way the Dodgers win all 3. That's what people were going to say. And then slow and behold, look what happened. Here we are, first 2 games. And then yesterday, breaking a freaking record over their head. The most runs against New York by a National League team. 18. Man, that just feels good, doesn't it? You Yankees, man. There's no Yankee fans watching this. All right. Ima Diaz, I'm trusting Knack more and more. I felt good going into yesterday's game. He proved me right. Exactly. And that goes back. Thank you for that, Diaz. Wow. You said it. I'm telling you, he just looked more comfortable. Everything about Knack, as of recent, he's just looked like a different player. I mean, you're going against, think about it, it's the best team in the American League. That's who you're facing. The best record, the best team, the biggest hitters, and you're not, and you got shelled a few outings ago. but you stayed with it, you worked on it, and you hung in there. Good on you for that, man. And so I'm trusting Knack a lot more. Ray says Yamamoto is pitching. Hello, they better win. No, Ray, I agree. It's just the run support. Did they waste too many runs yesterday? I mean, you got 18 runs. And you know how that is. You don't want to run out of runs. But what was it, like 26 runs in 2 games against the Yankees? That is absolutely nutty. And no one was predicting that except your boy right here. But nobody was predicting it. Everybody was saying, and everybody was, oh, this is it. This is it. It shows you what the hype is. But it just shows you also how great the Dodgers, and that's why I say the Dodgers just got way too powerful. And then if they're guys that are barely getting playing time come out and make impacts on the game, get out of here, man. It's working. What's happening is working for the Doyers. All right, let's keep it going, man. There's a lot. I'm really sorry that I tried to get to all these. You guys are really slamming me with stuff, which is great. I'm not saying that. Roy says, Ryan, unlike today when Yamamoto pitches, we're facing the other team's ace as well. Usually it's a pitcher's duel. Today should be different with Yarbrough pitching. Yeah, exactly. Because the Yankees, and remember, the Yankees didn't say who they were going to pitch this third day. They didn't announce that till, was it yesterday they finally said that? But they didn't say anything about that. J.E. says, Dodgers will get shut out today. There's a Yankee fan or a Padre fan. J.E., what are you? Yankee or Padre fan? You're one of them. I know you are. They're not getting shut out today. I'm saying that right now. I say the Yankees could get shut out today because Yamamoto is filthy. That's why. Hey, Coach G back in. What's up, Coach G? Before the series, I'd be happy with 2 wins, but now bring the broom for the sweep. Yeah, bring out the broom. Thank you, Coach G, for that one. Yeah, I mean, did you think we'd be there? I don't know how many people, I mean, raise your hand if you actually thought that the Dodgers would be on the brink of sweeping the Yankees, because the bookmakers in Vegas didn't think that. A lot of Dodger fans didn't think that. Yankee fans didn't think that. Yankee fans are like going, WTF, what just happened? We just got blindsided. And not just blindsided, just slapped down like a bad dog. And is that a situation where, okay, just hear me out. So if the Dodgers continue to do this, and let's say they get the sweep, what does that do when they face each other later on in the postseason? Like, what if they're facing each other in the World Series, which I hope they go back against them in the World Series for 2025. But what happens when that happens? Is that in the back of your mind if you're a Yankee? Like, man, they beat us bad. They beat us like a bad dog at Dodger Stadium. Can we even handle them? And the Dodgers take one of those wins in New York, and it's over before it even starts. Like, and okay, I get the argument, postseason, regular season game, yeah. You're right, correct. I buy that too. I buy into that whole deal. But still, what does that do to your psyche? Like, what do you for the Yankees that if they're all firing on all cylinders like the Dodgers are doing, and then all these pitchers come back to you as well? The Blue Hurricane, the perfect storm, it's coming. Get out of the way, Yanks. All right, Conforto better. All right, look, Conforto has not been crushing it as far as his batting average is 173. So we're going to talk about that because I feel like we don't talk about Conforto enough. Look, he's had some recent success. He's seeing the ball better. He's getting crucial walks. He got a crucial walk game 1. And to be okay, just put it in perspective. To be able to get a crucial walk when you're struggling. And so when you're struggling, you might be swinging at bad pitches. But he, in that situation, did not. And he was able to handle it, get the walk. And I think that was the one that put the Dodgers in the lead. So key walks, being patient, and being patient when you're struggling, that's pretty gnarly. I mean, that's something that if you can pull that, that just shows you that you can get yourself out of it. And when he had the home run not that long ago, I saw the smile on his face. I think his body language is showing that he is going to come out of it. Props again to Doc for staying with him because I think Conforto is going to get better. He's going to get more comfortable. He's going to get his hits, okay? It's going to happen. All right, J.E. Haha, I'm a Dodger fan, but worried. All right, remember, Yama doesn't get run support. And remember what happened when the Dodgers scored 19 runs before. Yes. J.E., thank you, man. I'm just messing with you. I wasn't trying to call you out, but thank you for being a Dodger fan. Thank you for dropping in on it. Yeah, and does Yama get support? He does not get support. But could this be the time that he does because everybody's just fired up because he just beat him twice? So maybe this is the game that Yama gets it. Maybe he gets his run support, right? So, J.E., thank you, man, for firing off. The Stankies have to make some changes. Atomic EM. Thank you for that one. The Stankies. You know what? I think that's such a funny nickname. I've been saying, I've heard it before, but I've heard it more and more lately. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of sounds good. The Stankies. Thank you, Atomic EM. Yeah, they can't compare is what they're saying. Ray says maybe Conforto needs Muncie's glasses. Okay, and we remember the story on this one. So some of you probably don't remember the story, but let me remind you the story. Kike had astigmatism in his eye, so had trouble with his eyesight. So went to his eye doctor. The doctor diagnosed him with astigmatism, and so Kike went out and got glasses, and it helped him out. What's Kike? 237 right now, but he's got to focus on pitching too, so he's got to focus on all that. But so Muncie gets wind of this, and Kike and him talk. So Muncie ends up going to the same eye doctor. And the eye doctor says he's got astigmatism as well. And so Muncie went and got glasses. And it wasn't soon after he got glasses that he started getting back on track. So is there something to that? I think there is. Ray, thank you. Thank you. Maybe Conforto needs Muncie's glasses. Maybe he should go to the same optometrist and see if he has astigmatism. Who knows? Ryan R. Yankees doesn't mind losing as long as Judge gets his home runs. And that's true because I actually heard a couple of the radio call on Judge's home run from on the New York side of things. And it was like, wow, you guys do know you're losing, what was it, 10-1 at that point? Yeah. But, I mean, he's going to be an MVP. And that was a pretty cool story that I heard the day after Game 1 where Judge went deep, then Ohtani went deep. That is the first time ever that MVPs have gone deep in consecutive innings when they played each other in the postseason or in the regular season from the postseason. So they were both MVPs last year, and they both went deep in the first inning. That's never happened before. So that was something that was kind of cool, right? Kim, this is Blitzkrieg Chile. Kim and Knack, applause, yes. Kim, you just want to see Kim play. Everybody wants to see Kim play. At this point, it's like, come on, man. Let the kid play. He is so fun to watch. And he spanked the crap out of that ball, right? And he still ran out of the box. If you watch how he left the box, he wasn't good. That's his first home run. But he ran out of the box on that thing. He was moving. And he hit it hard, too. So you want to see him play. You definitely want to see that kid play more. Man, it's just to see that it's almost like a little kid playing Little League, right? You just see that stoke that he has when he's out there playing ball. So big props to Kim. And if you ever get a chance to go to Korea, South Korea is beautiful. Went there. I was there for the Olympics in 2018. A lot of fun out there. I still don't like kimchi, but I love the country of Korea. Good place to go. What else we got here? Why is Kim getting benched today and Rojas is starting? I guess the Dodgers want more double plays. Lean, stop it. That's not cool. Don't be firing off like that. No, but I get what you're saying. Rojas probably the worst batting average on the team. Him and Conforto are the lowest, I think. And Rojas has not been producing. So this is where I give Dave credit because Dave Roberts will stay with you. He's not going to upset the balance. He stayed with Muncie when everybody was talking that Muncie should be sent down and all those, and Muncy should go here, and Muncy should be traded, Muncy this, but Dave stayed with him. Conforto, Dave has stayed with. And you're starting to see some bright points. You got to walk before you can run, but you're working towards it. So why Rojas starting? It also could mean he might have better success against who's pitching too on that side. So that could be the situation too. Or it also could be the situation where, like, because he's not been playing well and he has been hitting it in double plays, that Roberts wants to let him get out of it. And hopefully that's what he can do. So, but then again, I mean, you could bring Kim in at any point, and he's a spark plug to that team. So I would have started him. I think he deserved to start, but that's how it goes, right? This one says, duck the Fankies. Go Dodgers. I love it. Duck, as in D-U-C-K. Very good. Michael Buehler, send the whole team to get their eyes checked. It couldn't hurt. That doctor's going to make some money right there. The eye doctor of Kike's, if you sent the whole team there, what kind of cost is that? Can you imagine they all have matching glasses because they all have stigmatisms? So anytime someone's not hitting, bro, go check your eyes, man. You might have a stigmatism. Or stigmatism. Am I saying that right? All right. That's a good one. Here's Ryan R. Ryan says, Knack is getting better, but in my opinion, he still lacks demeanor on the mound. He's not scaring anybody with those body languages and mannerisms. Thank you, Ryan. That was a direct shot to what I said about him. Keep an eye on it. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Sorry. Knack. Let's talk Knack for one moment. So when he's had, look, 2 good starts the last 2 outings. Before that, he had 2 bad ones. So he's been 2 out of 4, but the last 2 have been good. But when you look at how he was when he was having his bad outings, he looked uncomfortable. He looked uncomfortable on the mound. He looked uncomfortable in the dugout. He just looked uncomfortable. And then when I saw him do a couple pregame interviews as he started to get back on, and they showed him in the bullpen, he looked comfortable. Now he was smiling, joking with players, having fun. And I feel like if you can keep it loose like that, let your hair down, not that I have any, but keep it loose, then that's what you need to do. And I feel like Knack showed some of that. So that's why I said that. And that's why you took the shot at me. I like that. He's not scaring anybody with his body language and mannerisms. That is hilarious, man. Kim, here's Iban Diaz. Kim is too versatile and fun to watch to sit on the bench. He is, man. And especially with Mookie out. I mean, I know that Miggy Rowe is the veteran. And the veteran has to trump over the rookie. I get that. But really, he's really earned it. I mean, I'll bet anything that Kim gets into the game today, no matter what. I feel like Kim was going to get into the game, and Dodgers are going to be happy to have him in. So give Miggy a shot at it. Let him have some ABs and see if that works. All right. Ray says, I love that play Kim made at shortstop yesterday. Oh, that was insane. Ray, the play at shortstop where he dove to tag the bag. I mean, come on. That just shows you the amount of fun that he's having playing the game. And that's infectious. You get a guy like that on your team, and everyone is going to start feeding off that. Roy says, Brad, we can't ignore Muncy's defense. His offense has improved, but he needs to stop making errors. Roy could not agree any more than that. 8 errors, or is it 8 or 9? I think he's got 8 or 9, but the whole team has like 24, which is, the whole team has too many. Like, Dodgers don't have that many errors like that. They play a much better fundamental ball than that. So, yes. But maybe, Roy, did you think that with Muncy's, starting to, get the 2-3 run bombs yesterday, like he's starting to get his confidence back, will that also help him on his defense as well? Like if you're playing ball good and you're getting hits and you're hitting the ball out of the park and you're getting RBIs, I think that loosens you up so you play better. You play better defense. But if you're struggling at offense and then the ball's going to find you and you can struggle. But you are correct, sir. He needs to improve on that. Ray says Kim is Ohtani's little brother. You kind of see that the way they are. You definitely see that the way they are, for sure. Devin Richards, well, Brad Stradamus, I was very much wrong about Knack. That was a phenomenal showing. Thank you, Devin. You know what? Hey, as my dad once told me, Devin, this is great that you did this. When you screw up, own up. He said with the profanity part, but that's how I make it PC. When you screw up, own up. And so when I make a call and I predict something that's wrong, which happens like once, no, which happens a lot, I'll own up to it. I don't mind it. So Devin saying that was a phenomenal showing. I was very much wrong, and Devin Richards was kind of harshing on Knack, saying he couldn't do it. But I was pumped on him because of the outing before and what he showed me in his interview and showed me in the dugout and the way he was looking. I just felt he was comfortable going into it, and he's. I mean, you can I think as a pitcher, you can definitely overthink things. But yeah, no, good stuff right there. Out of Knack. Brad Stradamus, once again, prediction came true. Dodgers so far won 2 games against the Yankees this series. Yeah, that was the big thing I said. I said they're going to win 2 or 3. But once again, I said there was 2 things I said before Friday's game. The Dodgers are going to win 2 or 3, but if they get to Fried and take the win on that first day, they definitely can sweep the Yankees with that. So, it's not full-fledged prediction, but Brad Stradamus will take it. Okay? Oh, let's see this one. There's so many. I want to thank you guys seriously for sending stuff in. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. When I saw 63% are not subscribed and they watch, I'm like, whoa, you definitely have commitment problems. Okay, you need to commit. Okay, get her going. All right. Came true. This one says when Kim is hot, Roberts will always sit him on the bench. That's DKLLA. You know what? It's a head scratcher. I don't know why. I feel like he needs to have those chances, and maybe he doesn't want to get too full of himself, but he is batting .422. Like, he is batting .422 for the Dodgers. So I don't know about that, man. I'd like him to get to play more. I will. Devin says your dad was a very wise man. He was. He definitely was a wise man. But I didn't realize it until he was gone. And then you start realizing the stuff that he said. You're like, whoa, he was a wise man. And Pops was also a Dodgers fan. That's how I got into Dodgers, was because of my dad sitting on his lap listening to Vince Scully call games as a little kid. Like, 4 years old, 3 years old, listening to Dodgers. Like, so Dad was a Dodger fan, so that's good. Don't forget, Kim threw out Judge at second base yesterday. What a play. And what is Judge doing on that? You can see him. Like, oh, I'm going to test this guy. Dude, you're not the fastest dude out there. I know, but he's like a bull in a china shop coming running down the line. But, I mean, from first to second, I couldn't believe that he went for that play. When I was just like, he can see that he's got it. Why? He just said, look, it's got to be a perfect throw, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways. So, wow, that was a play. Kim has really, and then he's not playing. See, that's the frustration. No, that's the frustration right there. You're like, come on. Let the kids play. Ugh. Maybe Miggy Rowe could say, hey, Doc, I don't need to play today. Let's get Kim in there, okay? Let's get him in there. Michael Boyer, my prediction is Yankees 0, Dodgers 9. So Boyer Stradamus making a call right there. Wow, okay. I don't think 9, but I definitely, you can see a 0. Like, Yamamoto, what has he made it to the 7th? He's 6th and 7th. He's pitched no hit ball. So, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say anything. Brad, any chance Diaz makes his Dodgers debut against his brother's team tomorrow? Connor, I was saying that. Alex Diaz, I feel like he will. I feel like the Dodgers are going to make a move tomorrow. They'll announce it tomorrow that he's being brought up. So I think Diaz will get a shot to face his brother because the Mets come in for 4. I said that in the beginning when they picked him up, that I feel like that's just tailor-made for that to happen. And Taylor, may rest in peace. I don't mean that. You know what I'm saying. Speaking about the Mets, Ohtani goes 0 for again against Peterson. He's not my GOAT anymore. Yeah, he looked. He did have some trouble, but it goes back to this with the Shohei call here. And here's why I predicted Shohei to have a good series, because he did not have a good series during the World Series against him. Shohei is the reason why the Dodgers got to the World Series. Definitely, he's one of the biggest reasons there. Obviously, the other guys too as well. But with that also being said, Shohei wants to show that, look, he can hit amongst the best. And when you got Judge out there, he needs to show up. And I knew Shohei is such a driven man and such a perfectionist to try and be the best that he came in with a chip on his shoulder to do great things in this series. And he's done it so far. So I predicted that because he knew what he needed to do. And he needed to do good. And he came out because you're supposed to beat the best teams. And that's what you do. So I like it. Coach G in the house says, someone must have talked to Pajes to relax, use your skills, and that's why you're up here with the big team. Use them. Pajes looks really good lately. Coach G from the high desert. Yeah, and I think I saw an interview with Roberts talking about Pajes where there's certain types of players where you can make them watch video about them and then break it down, saying this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you need to change, this is the problems you're having, and there's ways to do that, right, with them. But Roberts has said Pajes is not the kind of guy you do that with. He's the kind of guy that you just let go out there and play baseball, and he will get through on his own. And that was an interview that I saw with him, and it made a lot of sense because not every player is the same. So the manager has to know how to manage all these attitudes, all these personalities. And so some guys deal with struggles better than other guys. And some guys do it on themselves, and some guys need to have things pointed out to them. Pajes is one of those guys that does not. So he can do it on his own. Big ups to him right there. And Coach G, nicely said right there. Brad, what do you make of reports the Dodgers are scouring for a left-handed bench bat right now? I feel like they are. I feel like one thing about the Dodgers, though, Evan, is they're always on the lookout. And I know they need that. They know they need that bat, the left-handed bat off the bench. So we'll see where it goes. But right now, I mean, you're looking at with the latest announcement of Glasnow and the latest announcement of Phillips, I think they might be looking more at pitching too. I mean, would they get that Chucky Robinson, a catcher from the Angels? That guy's not going to play up with the Dodgers. How would he? Especially as a catcher. There's no way. So it's like, I think they've got to be looking pitching right now, especially for the Phillips and then the Glasnow update. I think that's probably what they're doing. Raider Man, when they blew the 5-2 lead, it was deja vu. It was, man. I was thinking the same thing, Raider Man. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, here it goes again. I mean, there was an error in that too. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the World Series, but it was something, right? And this is Ray too. Ray, person who talked to Pajes to relax is his big brother. Yeah, Hernandez, and it worked. Teoscar for sure. And he is like a big brother to him. 100%. And how about Teoscar's transformation? Right? What's he doing? 298 he's batting right now. Just under 3. He's been in 3 for a while. Over 3. But Teo is hitting for average. Now, he's always been a home run hitter. That's one thing. But how about him starting to hit for average this year? That's pretty interesting. To keep that number up. That's more than what he would normally do, but he's going to eat all the fields. So Teo, I like what he's doing right now, big time. He's hitting for average, which he has not done. And that's what the Dodgers need him to do. They have enough big swings out of guys that to have him just be batting at 300, and I don't know, what's he batting in scoring position? It's probably like 350 or something like that, right? Davin says, I really want Teo to pop off again. I can feasibly predict, but I hope to see the beginning of a hot streak. Yeah, I do too. I mean, the one thing is you want to see Teo hit bombs because the dude is so fun to watch play ball. He's infectious too as well, right? But with that means, does he not hit for average? Because his batting average is where it's at because he's hitting for average right now. But man, you do want to see him just like, so many guys can hit bombs on this team. It's like, who can't hit a bomb on this team, right? Connor, we need some Dodgers Digest merch. Wow, Connor, I didn't even think about that. Some Brad Stradamus t-shirts? Sell like one of them? Maybe like like the religious candles they sell on the freeway. Maybe just do some of those, but have our pictures on it. That is good stuff. All right, today's score 3-2 Dodgers for the sweep. Coach G High Desert saying that, and that's a pretty good call. I mean, you gotta like that. Yamamoto on the mound. You don't see if Yamamoto goes 6 or 7. There's no way they score more than 2 runs. I just don't see it the way he's been pitching. But a whole nother thing with Yamamoto is I don't think you want him to be throwing 110 pitches. Like what was that 2 or 3 starts ago? So I would chill on the number, the max number of pitches on him, and keep him under maybe the 90 mark. Like keep him in the 80s because you really want Yamamoto postseason too. And if he's the only healthy dude and he's got to go the whole season, I don't think you send him out for 110 pitches. I really don't. I think that's a bad idea. Ray says, let's not forget Will Smith. He's hot as well, especially with runners on base. Ray, yes, Ray. Will Smith's batting .342. With runners on base, it's like, what is he batting? 500 or high fours or something like that. What is up with Will Smith? And you know what's benefiting Will Smith? I'll tell you right now, is getting a break. See, think about this. The Dodgers, when they had Barnes on the team, you're not going to run Barnes out there as much as you're going to run Dalton Rushing out there. So you're going to get some better play from the catcher position when Will's not there. Because Barnes can't hold a candle to Dalton Rushing what he can do behind the plate. I mean, what he can do with the bat. So he's definitely not going to challenge that. So that's the great thing about Will. You could give him a day off. You have Dalton in there who's definitely able to handle that position, who can do as well and fit right in. So it's not like we got Barnes today. Like, and I'm not harsh on Barnes. It's when you get a little older and things change a little bit, you're not as solid as you used to be. And if you put the two players, Dalton and Smith, getting breaks because Dalton Rushing is in the mix, that's huge. And the Dodgers know that's huge. And that's why they use him the way they use him. So I'm glad they brought him up. I mean, it was just like to a point, you're like, why is he not being brought up? I feel like you could try him out at different positions too as well. Right? Coach G High Desert says, keep him at 90 pitches. I like that. That's a great call. Just, you do not, I mean, look, 110 pitches. I don't know, what was that, 3 games ago that Yamamoto pitched? That's a lot of pitches. That is a lot of pitches. That's 20 more pitches. That's a full another inning. Like, just take it easy on the dude if he's the one guy that you really want to count on. And dudes are starting to show. Dudes are starting to play some ball. So I could see, why you could be on that program, right? But 90 pitches for Yamamoto, I think that is absolute perfect. I don't think you can get a better number if you're going to pick for Yamamoto. 90 pitches, that's it. Like, remember when he had the no-hitter going into the seventh inning? It's like, to me, I wanted someone to break it up. And I'm sorry to say that because pitchers don't pitch no-hitters anymore. Like, unless you got a guy that can go long, do you want to do that just for the claim? Dodgers have proven that the no-hitter is not necessarily that important at that point. The health of the pitcher is more important than the no-hitter at that point. So, Yamamoto, take it easy, keep him at 90. I like it. Coach G, just spitting facts. Edman is starting to hit again. Yeah, what did he have? 2 hits? Was it 2 hits yesterday in the matchup? That was nice because Edman came back struggling. He went out struggling, came back struggling, but he's a guy that, look, he's going to get his hits. It's just going to take him a little bit of time. Back to Devin. Devin, I'm very satisfied to see Muncy getting back into the swing of things. I never lost hope in him, but I was really worried there for a little bit. Yeah, especially with the 8 errors in defense and then the little strikeouts that he was getting, because he's a dude that at the very least should walk. And he's a very patient hitter, so he does walk a lot too. So if you look at what Muncy does for the team, like, he has critical walks when you need him. And you know what? You need him on base because usually who's ever batting behind him can hit the ball out too as well, because the whole dang lineup can produce. So with Muntz, you just gotta give him time. He's gonna get out of it, and I think because he's playing better now, I think we're gonna not see the errors that we saw, the 8 errors that he logged in, because I think that's the most he's had in 56 games or something like that. Had 8 errors. That's not like him. So I look for him to improve on that, because he's getting his bat back together. And hey, go to the optometrist, man. Stigmatism, get some glasses. Go see Kike's eye doctor. It changes a lot. Like, I hope Muncy signed a photo for Kike's eye doctor, because he's getting hits now, right? Michael Boyer says, how many home runs will the Dodgers hit today collectively? 4 to 5. Man, with yesterday's, how many was that yesterday? What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, what was it? 5, 6, something like that. Yesterday, 6. I bet the Dodgers hit 4. I could see 4 bombs going out. I really do. I really feel that could happen. So that's a good one, Michael. 4 bombs. Let's go with that. Yamamoto should never be pitching at 100 plus pitches. Ray, thank you. Thank you for the clarity on that, man. 100 percentile. Do not let that dude over 90. When you need him, okay, no. 110, no dice. Keep him at 90 and go to the bullpen. I mean, hopefully Tanner Scott's struggles are over. We'll see. I mean, he had a good, what was that, the game 1 that he got to appear in? So, Raiderman, getting rid of Taylor and Barnesy and May woke up Muncy. Raiderman, all of a sudden they're taking the name off the locker, and Muncie's going, look, it's just part of the game. I feel partial. Like, to me, they're family members. Like, Taylor is a member of the family because he's been on the Dodgers for so long. You've rooted for him. He's done things. Barnes the same way. I always used to love to see Barnesy do good, because you don't see him doing good a lot because he's getting up there in age, right? So they're like family members. So you hate to see him go, but you have to think that Muncy may be a little wake up right there. Indeed. So they're carrying Taylor's and Barnesy's stuff out of the locker room as Muncy gets to work. Let me see. Dodgers need to have a killer instinct today. Yeah. Finish the deal, man. Finish the deal. Take care of business like the postman. Take 3. You could not have asked for the better situation for the sweep. You got through Fried. You got through Bourne very well. And then now you got the last game, and then you got your key dude, your all-star, right? On the mound, Yamamoto. Like, to me, there is no way in the world you do not do good and complete the sweep. Like, and if you're the Dodgers, like, you better be talking to Yamamoto and just say, hey, man. And Yamamoto could be said, hey, guys, just give me 1 run and we're going to take this win. I mean, he could be like that too, but the Dodgers need to support Yamamoto. I know there's been problems in the past, not run support for Yamamoto, but maybe with the shelling yesterday, they're back on. They're feeling good. They're not, I mean, even when they're facing Fried, they did good. So we'll see. We'll see. This one is Tubby Chili saying cutting in and out. Sorry about that, man. I don't know. I got good internet here, man. I don't know why it's doing that. Koufax pitched 30 complete games and won 23 of them. You don't see that anymore. You definitely do not see that anymore. Pitchers were definitely built differently back in the day. That is for sure. Koufax too. Koufax, his arm was a noodle by the time he was done. He had that thing was probably 4 inches longer than his throwing arm was right 4 inches longer. You just don't see that. Ray says all the pitchers should start throwing the javelin like Yamamoto. I know, that's a trip that he does that. He throws the javelin. Maybe they'll be as good as Yamamoto. Go to Kike's doctor, his eye doctor, and then get a javelin. And you're going to make things happen. All right. Devin, we can't get complacent. Yeah, compliant. We need to win today and push that into the next series. Yeah. Whoa. Devin, hold up. I'll take a sip to that. Devin, thanks for that, because here's the deal. We're facing the Mets for 4. Not 3, not 2, 4 games in a freaking row with the Mets after the Yanks get out of here. So starting tomorrow, it's all about the Mets for 4 games. So they kind of sent a little message to us. We need to send a message back to them. And you know what would be the most insane thing to do? Sweep the Yankees, sweep the Mets. Go 7-0 against NY. Would love to see that happen. But yeah, you don't want to get complacent at this point. Right now, focus on the task at hand. And the task at hand is winning the third and final game and completing the sweep. You've already done the first thing. The first thing on your checklist every time you go against another team is take the series. Okay? That's the number one thing. It's nothing else. So if it's a 4-game series, you want 3 games. If it's a 3-game series, you want 2. Bottom line, right? That's what you need to do. You need to take the series, and you need to beat the best teams to be the best. And so by the Dodgers beating the Yankees, who are the best in the AL, that's key right there. So you got to finish this off strong. Absolutely strong. Raider Man. Oh, on a serious note. What? On a serious note, Yamamoto's pitch is in Bellinger's wheelhouse. Yeah, and you know Belly, and I always call the former Dodger curse, the FDC. The former Dodger curse, you know that when I say that, what that's all about? It always seems like a former Dodger, whenever they play the Dodgers, somehow get up for that game and take care of business and get some hits. So far, Belly has not done that. But this is game 3. So, and Yamamoto could, yeah, I could see that. But I hope Yamamoto's being talked to on that. And I hope he's watching tons of video, because do not make that mistake. Do not let. And look, I don't mind Belly having a good game as long as the Dodgers take the win. In fact, I actually would root for him to do good as long as the Dodgers take the win. That's all. That's all. I'm always down. If Justin Turner was in town, I would want him to do good, just not at the Dodgers' expense. I still want the Dodgers to win. But former Dodgers, you still want him to do somewhat okay, right? Just not enough to make a damage to the team. All right, so there you go. Michael Boyer, my dad took me to my first Dodgers game to see Sandy Koufax pitch in '64, his favorite Dodgers. Boyer, thanks for that. My grandfather took me to my first Dodger game, '68 or '69 it was. But that is so rad that you got to go in '64. Dodger Stadium would have been, what, just 2 years old back then? That's a really cool story right there. And see, that's what it takes. I mean, that's why a lot of you Dodger fans out there, you know who inspired you. Probably your pops. You know, a lot of you, I think the percentage would be, like, my dad was a Dodgers fan. My dad was a Lakers fan. My dad was a Rams fan. My dad was a Kings fan. So there's no way I grew up in that house without being. And plus, born in L.A. So that's why, the fan right there. All right. So, Roy, Kim not in the lineup. Kike playing second. Rojas shortstop. Other than that, same lineup. Yeah, and once again, Roberts might be doing something here where he wants him to hit out of it. I mean, because Rojas has not been producing right now, so he's like giving that opportunity to do it. And then you got Kim there to be able to bring him in if you need him. So that's a good one too, as well. I like to see what they're doing on that one. Well, I mean, I'd rather see Kim get the start just because of what he's doing. And, like, the guy could be breaking so many records and we have no idea because he's just not getting enough playing time. And he's batting .422. .422. And if he's only been up, like, 4 or 5 games, but he's putting numbers up. He is putting numbers up. What do we got here? And then my first Dodger parking was $1. Pavilion tickets were $3. Yep. My grandfather, Roy, when he took us to our first game, we sat at the top of the park, behind home plate, but the very, very top. And I remember as a kid, the Dodger sign, which is the ball Dodger sign that's there now, was an older one, and it would, like, make noise in the wind. But it's like my grandfather spent so little on those tickets. Like, he could have, at least, even when I went to college, at least we were, like, sitting field level. That's good stuff. Hey, that's going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for being part of Dodgers Digest. Look, 63% of you not subscribing. What's going on? What's really going on, huh? Just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on notifications, and we'll keep this party flowing, this Dodger party flowing. All right, Dodgers looking to sweep. That's right, looking to sweep the Yankees at Chavez Ravine as you go through your day and your evening time. Always remember to think Dodger blue, and let's